Hey guys, Milian here. In this video I'm going to show you how to set up a node for Origin Trail. You can check the full guide at otnode.com, and now we're going to do it step by step together so you guys can see how it's done. First, you need to hire a VPS server. There are many options on the market. In this guide I'm going to show you how to set up one with DigitalOcean. From the marketplace, select Docker. You select Share CPU Basic, then you select the $10 per month one. Basically, the requirement is that we need 2 GB of RAM. Choose a password for your server. You can change it later, and then you just create a droplet. You can see your server being created, and once it's done, you get a notification on your email that it's ready for use. Terminal programs, there are many on the market. I'm currently using Termius. Okay, the server is created and we have the IP. Now we are going to connect to this IP with Termius. We just create a new host. This is gonna be, we're going to name it OT node number 1. The address is the one that we received when you created the server. Then we add username, which is root, and the password to the one that we selected during the node creation process. Once you're done, you click save. And you can see here the entry to connect to your node. Double click it, select add and continue, and we have now access to our new VPS server. Let's see what is the next step in the guide. So we have created the server. Now the first task is to create operational wallet. Each node that you select has operational wallet and management wallet. The operational wallet is just for you to create the node and store some Ethereum for gas fees, and the management wallet is the one that you're going to use to pay out your rewards, deposit or withdraw tokens. The reason for having two is that for the operational wallet you're going to store the private key on the server. If a hacker compromises your server and get access to your operational wallet, all they can get is just a small amount of Ethereum that you are going to leave there. You create the operational wallet through MetaMask or Mu or MyCrypto, whatever option you prefer. Just click create account, name it operational wallet OT node 1. Then you select account details and you can see the public and the private keys. We are going to take some notes here. This is our operational wallet public address. It is this number here, and then we are going to also export the private key. Click on this button, enter your password, and then you see the private key for this wallet. Obviously, sharing the private key with anyone would allow anyone to access this wallet as owner. So never ever share this private key with anyone. Nobody needs to know it except to use it in the configuration of the server. Great. Now we also need a management wallet. For the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna create another wallet in MetaMask. Once the wallets are ready, we need to deposit 3000 TRAC and 0.2 Ethereum into the operating wallet. And in the management wallet, the remaining tokens that we are going to stake, the recommended amount is around 4,000 and 0.1 Ethereum for gas fees. Great. The next step is to register on Infura. Infura is a service that allows to sync your node to the Ethereum network. An account there, you create it for free. And once you log into Infura, you click Ethereum over here and you will receive the endpoints for mainnet. The one that you need is this one over here. Click this button here to copy it in the clipboard and paste it over here. Referral link. Brilliant. Let's continue with the guide and see what's the next step. Now it is time to configure our server. The first step that we need to do is to update the server to the latest progress. You just click this button here, copy, and paste on the terminal window with your right mouse button. You execute commands with enter, just click it and the server is going to update itself. Once this finish, we are going to reboot the server. Here we select keep the local versions installed. Once you see done, go to step 2, copy the reboot command and paste it inside the terminal. The window will become inactive, you need to close it and then reopen it again. Wait 1 minute so the server have enough time to restart. If you're using DigitalOcean, you can skip step 3 as Docker comes pre-installed with our installation. Step 4 is setting up the firewall. Again, just copy all these commands one by one and paste into Termius. And we confirm that the firewall is properly set. The next step is configuring the actual node. The first step is to check at gas station to see what's the current QA there, so we can estimate how much gas fees we are going to pay. For example, at the moment the fast QA is around 115, which is a bit expensive, and I would recommend you to wait until the evening where the QA usually drops. Setting up the node with around 90 QA is going to cost 0.1 Ethereum. Once you're happy with the QA, you can configure the server. We copy this command and we are going to use Nano, which is a text editor in Linux, to create the configuration file. Easiest way is to just paste this whole set of information into a notepad file and just update it accordingly. We already have the operational wallet public address, which goes to the node wallet section. Then we also have the private key of the operating wallet that we put in the node private key section. Then we have the public address of the management wallet, which we put into the management wallet section. Then we have our info link, which we put where it says RPC server URL. And hostname, this is our server IP, which we obtained when we created the VPS in DigitalOcean. Then we can copy all this information and then we paste it into the Nano file editor in Linux. Then we click Ctrl O. It will ask us to save the file here and we click Enter, and after that we click Ctrl and X to exit. Then we proceed with the next step on the guide, which is to check if the configuration file is valid. For this step we are going to use JQ, which we are going to install it on the server. And then we are going to check if the configuration file is properly set up. If you don't get an error message and you just get output like that, it means that it is all good to go. Then we proceed with next step, which is to initiate the node installation. Again, for this one, make sure that you're happy with the current gas fees for the Ethereum network. We copy this command and then we run it on the server. And the installation will proceed and the server will download all the required information and will initiate the creation of the ERC725 identity and the node identity. We will use those identities later. Once you get a message that the node has joined the network, it means that the node is successfully created. The next step is to create the ERC725 identity and the node identity. We go to the guide on step 8, we copy the command and we paste it inside the terminal. Click enter, then for the node identity as well. And this way we have created those on the actual server. Now we're going to use any regular FTP client to log into the server IP and download those two files into our local machine. Good practice is to archive them with a strong password and store them on a couple flash drives. Once you download the ERC725 identity file, open it with Notepad and copy this number here, as we are going to need it to deposit tokens to our node. Then we move to step 10 on the guide, where we actually deposit the tokens. Click this link to open the node profile page, and then we enter the ERC725 identity, which is this one over here, and then the operational wallet public address, which goes into the second field, and click submit. On this page we deposit and withdraw tokens to our node. The deposit is executed by this section here. Just enter the number of tokens that you're going to deposit, for example 5,000. Click on the button. You will get a notification that it will require 2 separate transactions to the blockchain, which means that once MetaMask pop-ups, you're going to execute one transaction and then a second transaction as well. Click on confirm to execute the first transaction. Once it is completed, you will see the pop-up for the second one. Once you can complete both transactions, the tokens will be deposited to your node. Once the deposit is completed, in the total field you will see the deposit that you have made, those 5,000 track, and the 3,000 that we completed during the node creation. So you will see a total of 8,000 tracks. As such, your node has enough track to start accepting jobs. The next step that needs to be completed is to restart the node for the changes to take effect. Just copy those commands and paste them into the terminal. First we stop the node, then we start the node, and then we run the command to show the log so we can actually see in real time how the node is working. Several more steps left. The next one is to add your node to the dashboard on OT Hub through the ERC725 identity that we created earlier. Add your nodes there so you can actually monitor the amount of jobs you have won, how many tokens you have left, and how many are logged into jobs. OT Hub is developed by one of the community members, Luke, and is one of the most useful tools that you will use to monitor your node. There are 2 more steps. The one is to enable swap space on your node. Basically, when the node runs out of RAM, it will use the hard drive and thus ensure it will continue operating. Just copy all of these commands one by one and enter them in the terminal. The second one is to install Fail to Ban, which is an application to ensure that your node cannot be brute forced by bad actors. You can also check out the node maintenance section, where there is a lot of information how to do manual payouts, how to set up mobile notifications, scripts developed by Ty, another community member, and a lot of other commands that you can use to maintain your node, monitor the space, and clean it up. With this, the node setup is complete. Please leave in the comments any feedback on what would you like to see covered in a subsequent tutorials. And check back often the guide as we keep adding additional information how to manage your node in the best possible way. Thank you.